Yeah, a couple thoughts without divulging too much. I thought their pitcher was good. We knew that coming in. There was no question about that. I thought we did a great job in the first and the second inning of. We ran the pitch count in the first inning. He was at 33 pitches. He did some nice pitches to Jones to finish that inning. And then the second inning was great. Got a couple guys on, got a bunt to get him over. Paxton with 2 strikes, hit a bullet. The guy misplayed. Kind of got him on the ropes again there, and would have been good to maybe push one more across. The third inning was the problem in the game because we'd made him work really hard, and then we kind of undermined that work by having like a 7 or 8 pitch inning right there. And allowed him to kind of get his confidence back. And you don't want to do that to a good pitcher, but then, for Thatcher, it forced him out to the mound pretty fast, and I think that's where we gave up the 1 run right there. He sort of lost command a little bit, but yeah, that's where I'd start. As far as the left-hander, got the leadoff guy on twice and just didn't follow it up with very good at bats, and so we got to be a little more committed to our plan. Got to have a little better plan, and we'll have to go back to work on that.
There was no secret heading into this year that you guys didn't quite have I guess for lack of a word, the veteran juice that you guys had last season quite at the plate. Just part of the growing pains that we're just naturally going to have for this team.
I don't think it has to be. I'm certainly not going to sit here and tell you that that's the way we want it to be. I think those things are natural in baseball because they're very experiential. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't hold us down with that.
You mentioned the approach, and maybe it wasn't there today. What things are you looking to?
A lot. Honestly, again, I think at the start of it, that was clearly the best pitcher we've seen through 6 games, like not even close. And I think. We were on it in the first inning. Really good at bat by Tommy, and then he hit it into the wind. And then a really good at bat by Hayden, and then a really good at bat by Brady. And then we just didn't quite cash in there. But the next inning was solid. I think off the left-hander, it felt like we were right there, and then we weren't. And again, this was another day where the park was not conducive to offense. And I think our team has a chance to play a style of baseball that's capable of winning no matter what. Okay, I don't think we did a good job of that today, and we'll get them lined for that better. Going into a game like this, going forward, we haven't seen many days like this or like last Saturday in the 2 years I've been here. We got to be better at that.
How would you evaluate Griffin's performance?
I thought he was way better this week than he was last week. I don't know if he got a little tired or, I left him in the game too long there in the 8th, but prior to that came right in, got a double play, got a clean inning, got a clean inning. So that was great to see. And we really need him to be a good pitcher for our team this year to be successful. And I think that was a step in the right direction.
And a similar question with Thatcher.
Yeah, we struck out a lot of guys today. I think limiting the damage in the second inning was a real positive, and then we left him in to get out of the mess there, and he did. And so, my expectation, is that, when you're going up against a pitcher of that caliber, to give us a chance to win, you want to get to 6 innings or at least start the 6th and give up 3 runs or less. And he did that in terms of the 3 runs or less. Got a little help from Griffin there in the 5th. So I think it's something to build off of. I thought he's in command of himself. I think Stony Brook did a good job, hitting some low-line drives and playing to the day. And that was probably the difference.
With Sam Dutton kind of following that up, this looks like his mentality. I just wanted to pound the strike zone, be aggressive. I know it didn't work out for him, and that kind of ball hit down the line. It felt like it was more of a good piece of hitting really than anything else.
Yeah, probably. I think at some point you give credit to the opponent there. No problem with his pitch execution, throughout the 2 innings he ended up pitching.
You seemed upset about something after Jay Jones hit
that deep fly ball left field.
Yeah, I think we were in between the two right things, if that makes sense. Either go as far as you can if you think they're going to drop the ball, like maybe even to second base, and if it drops, then you're on your way to third. Or if he catches it, they're so far out there, you're going to come back. Or since Brady came back and tagged, I think you stay with the tag. And if he just stays with the tag, Coach Wanaka's a very good first base coach. He told Jared to stop. If he stays with the tag, I mean, he's walking to second base right there with how deep. So I just feel like we were in between two plays. And his thought was, well, I thought he was going to drop it. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. You got to stay with what we chose to do. And we talked about it already after the game. We just basically broke down the things that we want to do better after the game, and that was obviously on there.
That's an inning where you got a lead guy on and like 3 hard hit balls in a row, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
and that's how you lose games. If you make a mistake like that, the hard hit balls at people, they come back and they don't turn into runs. You got to run the bases, smart and aggressive, and you got to stack some of those at bats together. And we just didn't do that.
What's the thought process with pinch hitting Brown for Braswell there, making him go lefty on lefty there in the ninth?
Yeah, he hits left-handers well, just a spark. Jake's going to compete. Not that Michael isn't. I just thought he had fresh legs and, wanted to give him a little different look. Sometimes changing the pitcher's sights makes him struggle with command a little bit. Brady had gotten a hit during the game, and I didn't feel like he was necessarily tougher on our lefties than our righties.
It was a good day at the plate for Paxton.
Yeah, it was.
I guess what kind of progress do you want to see from him from the offseason that's sort of translating into?
Yeah, I think it was a good game for him today. I appreciate you bringing that up. Just competitive at bats and move the offense type at bats. He's certainly got a lot of tools, and that line drive he hit, which if the guy didn't miss it, it would have been a sac fly for 1 run instead of 2 runs. But I thought that was a big moment, especially after swinging at such a poor pitch with 1 strike, to get himself back in the at-bat and competitive and hit a hard line drive, and then, got on base a couple more times after that. And you like to see that, him getting on base three or 4 times.
I know you mentioned a quick inning that you felt like kind of hurt you
Mm-hmm.
in the third. Then also kind of the approach thing. How do you balance being aggressive but also kind of maintaining getting into deep counts?
Yeah, it's our specialty, honestly. I mean, it's don't swing at balls. Always you're ready for the mistake and hit the mistake when you get it. You get to 2 strikes, you battle. There was also a stretch in there where we struck out 4 times in a row that I did not think was very good. And maybe to your point or your question at the beginning, that's part of the growing process. Not from a lack of effort from those guys, for sure. We'll just make sure that we're tighter on it.
Would you say with Thatcher, do you think he's at his best when his slider is really going and he's getting back?
I think it's when he's throwing just multiple pitches for strikes and you catch the hitter in between pitches, and they don't. If you're around the plate with fastballs and breaking balls, you create a point of stress, and the hitter has to make a decision every pitch. And if you spray one of them or you lose one of them, then good hitters eliminate pitches, and then they can sit on one thing, and that ultimately makes them better.
And with part of the idea of pitching Griffin in the 8th, was it just to try to extend him a little bit?
No, I just think he was great. I don't think he'd allowed a base runner, and they weren't maybe as comfortable as they were in the box earlier in the game, and I didn't see any signs of slowing or tiring, and so that's why we started him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.